Powered by Riverside.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to My Voice, My Choice, episode 20 Finding the Peace in Me. I hope you all are keeping well. It's been a few weeks since my last podcast and blog with you, and so much has happened. The summer holidays for the kids are over, and they are back into the daily grind of school, religious studies, and activities. And I know there are many parents out there, guardians and caregivers, that are also getting back to this routine and their own daily grind of getting their kids through it as well. But beyond that, we always face the challenge of balancing everything. Everybody says there's a balance in life. But to get that balance in life is also a lot of challenges that come with it too. I have heard from both friends and family, mainly women, that they don't just function for themselves. They basically have to think for the entire family, meaning their one brain has to now think for two, three, four, five, sometimes six family members at the same time. Now, don't get me wrong, but there are families out there that have that balance where each person in the family takes on their role and they balance that load. Um, but that is not always the case. Um, it truly comes down to, and you probably have heard this before, the mental load. And for women, it is the functioning mental load or the person that actually manages the home or the family. Um, and what does that functioning mental load mean? That mental load meaning managing and thinking not only for yourself, but for your spouse, for your child, for your children, and coordinating all of it together, which at the end of the day leaves any person with very little headspace for him or herself. You probably heard of moms and maybe dads too locking themselves up in bathrooms. But in the mom's case, the kids will have their dad right next to them, but they will march straight to the bathroom and scream at the door for their mom for help or whatever they need from her. Um, you've probably seen little TikTok videos of it as well, or Instagram reels. It is real. There's one parent that always the kid or whoever's around tends to go for more than the other. And this is for moms and dads. I'm not saying specifically for mom, but majority happens in the mom's case. Um, and this is not from now. This has happened for decades, probably centuries. But it's only now that people are finally starting to put words to it, or it's more spoken about. Um, and all of this came about with me actually listening and reading a blog where it was about a reality figure that was going through something very hard in their lives. And they had this life coach, and the life coach had told them, you need to get your peace back. And for every person, that word get your peace back could mean so many different things. I think all we ever want is a little headspace to find that one simple but complicated thing. And it's such a challenge to find it. It's that peace within yourself, it's the peace in me. But sometimes you have to voice it, talk about it, finally speak up in order for you to make that space to find that peace in yourself or that peace in me. So last weekend, I wanted to explore like, what does this mean? Because peace can mean so many different things to so many different people. And so the peace in me started reeling in my head, and the creative juices started flowing, and certain words started coming through experiences, through hearing family and friends situations, and I started putting pen to paper. And I'm going to share this poem that came about from those words, and hopefully, in some way, you can connect with it or not connect with it. It's not perfect, but it's just the words from my heart and mind that I just put down on paper. So here it goes. It is called Peace Is. Peace is. Peace is the calmness we want to feel in the middle of a bad fight. We scream and shout with falling tears. Is it all worth it just to be right? Peace is the quietness we want to hear through all the daily grind. We finally get to the silent hour, but peace is hard to find. Peace is the happiness we want to see for family, friends, and loved ones. You try so hard to keep it all together, but in reality, you are tired and so done. Peace is the willingness to face the truth that all you want is life with ease. So now it's time to make space for you to find the path to your inner peace. So those are the words that came together for me. And, you know, each little stanza or paragraph in the poem, really came from not only mine, but many people's situations. Um, whether it is, relationship woes, whether it is the daily grind, whether it's trying to have this positive attitude or trying to be happy and be happy for yourself and for others. But it really comes down to having the willingness to find that space for yourself. And trust me, words are not easy to write sometimes. Because when I'm expressing my innermost thoughts, I also have those fears like, what if I'm misunderstood? Or worse, someone finds something in it that makes them feel bad. That's never my intention. My intention is to express reality, common sense, and the ability to look at things through very clear lens. And hopefully, in whatever I share in my blogs or my podcast, that comes across. And I also have to have this voice in me that, tells me, hey, all you're doing is sharing. And in some way, sharing not only to help or try to help yourself or others or friends, but to bring things that rarely or used to rarely not be spoken about to the forefront. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my podcast today. And if you've already read the blog, I hope that you all have an amazing weekend and take care of yourself and your family and friends and really find your voice and that space to find that peace in you. And I hope you will return to find ways with me to empower yourself and others in finding the best choice for your voice. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope that we get to connect soon. Goodbye.
Powered by Riverside FM.